My daughter Kuri has DRPLA, a disease that causes atrophy of the brain. It is hereditary and progressive. There is no cure. Kuri is bedridden. My husband Chiaki passed away 5 years ago from this disease. I wrote OHANA Family in hopes of finding a cure. I pray that I can save my daughter. Chapter 1 Discovery. Chiaki's MRI results came back in July 2008. We made an appointment with Dr. B, the neurologist, and I told him not to get too excited until he was properly diagnosed. But Chiaki was no different. He was still complaining and doing everything roughly. Just watching his behavior is harrowing, and I can't help but say, "It's dangerous." Chiaki took that as a complaint. Dr. B's explanation was the same as what we had been told by his PCP, Dr. Y. She said that all we can do is to keep an eye on him, but that he will continue to have brain damage. There are about 4 possible causes. She said that if his mother had spinocerebellar degeneration, then inheritance was the most likely. However, finding the cause is very expensive. We had extended our travel insurance, but it would expire in a few months. In Hawaii, however, it cost huge amount of money to get insurance. In the US, it is unbelievably expensive for a person with an illness to get private insurance. We had to think about what we were doing to do before the test, as we were told that even after the test, a cure would not be found immediately. Dr. B told us that she would recommend that we return to Japan while we still can, but neither Chiaki nor I wanted to go back to Japan. We were worried about Chiaki, but recently Kuri had been regressing. Even her epilepsy had reappeared. If we went back to Japan, she would probably have asthma too. If that happens, the epilepsy will get worse. For Kuri's sake, we must stay in Hawaii by all means. What should we do? We were at a loss in every direction. So much had happened this summer. Kuri continued to pee her pants and drooled more and more at night. Her limping also got worse and worse. In early September, we took Kuri to Shriners Hospital. This is a donation-funded hospital for children, especially for plastic surgery. 4 months after we made the appointment, the day finally arrived. The hospital, like the others, had pictures of animals all over the world for the kids to enjoy. And it was the safe place for Kuri, who was anxious about being in a new place. While we were waiting, we saw a number of children in wheelchairs or with braces on their legs. Some of them were smaller than Kuri. It must have been difficult for them. We looked at them with mixed feelings, but we had no idea at the time that Kuri would be using a wheelchair. We had to wait our turn, then a long interview. A number of doctors and nurses walked Kuri down the hallway and took turns examining the lifting and rolling of her legs and the rotation of her feet. We also took several pictures of her feet. When Kuri and we are all exhausted, the last doctor, Dr. Earl, came into the examination room. He was a pediatrician and Kuri got to know him very quickly. He examined Kuri's legs one last time and said, "Her left leg is very stiff. I would recommend that she wear a brace, but I think it would be too much for Kuri. Kuri has a sensitive sense of touch, and she doesn't like just wearing a supporter or a patch. I thought it would be impossible." When I explained this to him, he said, "I understand, but when her leg deformity progresses, she may need to wear braces. Let's do as much rehabilitation as possible to slow down the deformity." I made an appointment for 6 months later and left the hospital.